Hollow Minds is the 16th episode of the Owl House's second season, and 35th overall. In it, Luce and Hunter are trapped in the Emperor's mind. Shenanigans ensue. No intro for this episode. Just like with Anywhere and Bricks Kid, and I probably forgot to mention that in those episodes, the Bowling Isles does not have bananas, so at least it's not the Demon Realm from Adventure Time. Hunter tells his story about how he got into the mine, because he was hunting down wild witches who were planning to go into the Emperor's mine. In the night market, we see stuff like Crow Depot and Grave Concerns, and the librarian from Lost in Languages walks by Sworded Affair, Tom's Tombs, Grand Opening. Hunter finds the wild witches, and it's obviously Rain, Darius, and Eberwolf, which is why the little abomination from last episode had Darius's hair. I'm not sure if they've been working with Rain the entire time, or they just recently joined up with Rain. I do know Rain can also play the flute. Luce literally has a pause rewind moment. She was in the night market because they were trying to repair her witch's cloak, which was ruined back in yesterday's lies. Luce tells Keen over walkie-talkie, 10-4 Demon King, what's your 20? Which is trucker talk for what's going on. And I think it's also a Smokey and the Bandit reference. Luce says she's with Echo Delta Alpha, which is Ida. Keen says speak more slowly in bad Spanish. And for once, the show actually provides subtitles. Unfortunately, Ida's tailor has joined a coven. But at least it's the Oracle, like me. Luce starts throwing around some blasphemy, saying that Belos is totally whack. But Ida states that you need to have actual evidence for people to believe. And people really like being ignorant. Which catches us up back with Hunter. Luce still has a sparkle pen from the intruder.
Human? What the heck? I forbid you to flee!
It's also kind of weird in this episode that Rain and Gain had to make a big spell circle thing, but in Understanding Willow, where they also went into someone's mind, Ida just had to wave her hands a little. Hunter's taking the side that Belos did nothing wrong. He even finds a memory of how he became the Golden Guard. And notes that Darius looks sad in this photo because Darius knows that the Golden Guards kind of are a revolving door and they don't tend to come back out. And Darius was the mentor of the one before Hunter. And her Belos looks a lot like Hollow Knight. Oh, I get the title. But then Hunter finds a monstrous Belos that kind of reminds me of the beast from Over the Garden Wall. The two fall into Belos' real memories, which is a forest much like Willow's. And I like the symbolism that the real memories are like kind of spooky, scary forest. And Belos has a fake hall of memories because he likes to lie a lot and present himself as better. In the background, you can see a lot of memories of Belos and this guy who looks a lot like Hunter. Wonder why, as a kid. Hunter finds a little corpse palisman with an eye scar kind of like Flapjack. His arm even kind of shakes at it. This is the episode that tells us that Hunter's palisman's name is Flapjack. This memory painting shows when the two brothers were led into the Boiling Isles. Darius' nice stitch job, and the inner Belos leads them into a memory, showing that Belos used to be a little street performer trying to sell the idea that he speaks to the Titan.
Fellow citizens, we are born into chaos. Our lives anger the Titan. My own family has been hurt by the darkness of wild magic. I've been shown the healing light. It shines in 9 hues.
Belos' eyes back then were gold instead of blue. And his staff really is just like a light bulb.
The wild witches! They have found me! Run! You incompetent fool! You nearly took my head off with that blast!
I'm sorry, Lord Belos.
Renaissance Golden Guard sounds just like Hunter with a slightly deeper voice.
Put on a bigger show.
After committing arson, we go into another memory. Hunter's still not believing that Belos is evil. In this new memory, we go to the knee. Belos sells the idea that towns can rise from ashes, but people are still impure. We actually saw the memory paintings earlier with Belos rescuing people from a burning town and giving them magic. And of course, it's a little more complicated than those paintings. The palisman in the crowds are this Pokemon, a sheep with a scorpion tail and wings, a bug, a shark, a squid of some sort, a sea creature of some sort, and another bug. I'm not sure if this is the same place he just blew up, but these ruins are in fact the same ruins we saw in Adventures in the Elements. Golden Guard number 2 baptizes these people and gives them coven badges, which, Belos Belos steals their talisman and leaves them to die, which is a lot different from the painting showing him teaching them magic. Hunter is still not entirely sold on Belos' evil deal. In the background, we see Philip, looking a lot like how he did in Elsewhere. Another painting we see when he runs by him getting mad at his brother and some lady. We go into this tree that looks like the Collector. This is where Luz learns that Belos has the portal door.
You caught me! To you who stray so far from home, to me who's trapped beneath these bones, we'll play forever, me and you, when you paint the land in night-bright hues!
This is our first time seeing the Collector in, well, not person, but shadow. They know that Belos is far from home, and the fact that they're both trapped. It might have been the one who came up with the idea of separating the magics into the 9 covens.
Bored! Is the draining spell ready yet? I want to play and see everything go all...
You'll have your fun on the day of unity.
So yeah, this is where Luz learns about the draining spell. And the Collector is trying to use it as a way to go free.
Betrayed, beguiled, alone, deceived! We'll have our revenge on... Unity is so hard to rhyme.
Let's put a pin in that betrayed thing for Belos. Then we get a more recent memory of Hunter giving Belos the key after Eclipse Lake.
Ooh, you were mad? I thought you were gonna go all... on that kid.
Not as long as he stays on the right path. I say the Titan has big plans for you, and he does what he's told, unlike the previous attempts.
I'm starting to think you make those things just to destroy them. You have fun with it. Admit it!
Our secret code is skies. Hunter is starting to rethink things. We see some more paintings, like this one where Philip carved in his arm glyph, which might be the thing that turned him into a shadow creature with blue eyes, to try and show his brother how evil magic is. But Philip's brother still loves him. He introduces him to, I guess, his wife, and Philip has a knife, so this is not going to end well. Hunter finds a hall of golden guards. Counting him, there's been at least 17, counting all the masks. One was obliterated, one was sealed underground, one was petrified, and I can't really tell the rest. But Belos is literally burning his memory, so there might have been more golden guards. And the painting showed that Philip killed his brother, but then their wife chases Philip away and probably curses them to be the slimy monster. A painting of probably him inhaling his first talisman, him getting the modern mask, and him cutting his ears to look like a witch. Also, Belos set up a little trap to capture the other monstrous Belos, which turns out to be the souls of all the talisman he ate. I know a little bit about the future, so I'm with Hunter with this reaction towards Belos crushing this bird talisman. So yeah, Belos becomes normal Belos, and he drops the beans that Hunter is a Grimwalker, basically a clone of Philip's brother. And to be honest, this is probably one of the worst reveals in the Owl House because they never really set up Grimwalkers other than the book in Eclipse Lake, so we never really knew what that was. I don't know how they could have fixed this. Maybe they had more episodes. They could have done like a story episode and we get like a Frankenstein parody and find out what a Grimwalker is. As is, it's an alright reveal that adds into Hunter discovering that everything he knew was a lie, but it could have been better. Hunter falls through the ground, and Belos tells Luz that he is a witch hunter, revealing that it's not a name, Hunter is a title, and tells Luz that he is Philip. It's a good reveal, especially how sadistic Belos is with trying to get Luz to say Philip. It's a double historically accurate, horrifying reveal that Philip is an American colonialist Puritan who is going to sacrifice the Bolivian Isles in the name of God for the sins of practicing witchcraft, as he's using magic for a just cause in his eyes. But maybe kind of like how I feel about Belos' face reveal, they could have saved this until this episode to make it a little better of a reveal we learn with the characters, but whatever. Also, Belos bleaches his hair, and he directly quotes Luz.
If cheaters never prosper, why was I the star player?
Well, can't reason with crazy.
I'll do anything to save humanity from evil.
No.
Luz, we're gonna start the countdown. Are you ready?
You're evil.
Can't reason with crazy.
Rain leaves behind some flowers that helps make the potion to get them out of the brain. Downside is they have to use the last bit of time and blood they have. I mean, honestly, they probably could have just ripped another finger off, but the show is getting rushed because Disney's stupid, so Hunter saves Luce, they make it out of the brain, but then Hunter is hit with the fact that everything he knows is a lie, which suffocates him and he runs off into the night. I think the reveals could have been handled a tad bit better if the show had more time to work with, but as is, this is still a good episode. Hunter shows a very realistic tendency people do to try and continue to believe in stuff. Belos shows how scary he can be mentally, given his lack of care for Hunter and saying he's replaceable, and all the lengths he's going through to destroy the islands in the name of good in his eyes. The visual storytelling about Belos' backstory with all the pains we don't even go into is great. The Collector's already a really fun childish villain. The emotional stuff hits very hard appropriately. I hate that we're in the final stretches of the show, because I love the Owl House.
Can we agree that if there is a god, it's gender neutral, not a he or a she?
No, God is a man. If he were a woman, there would be less problems.